Hello and welcome to World of Tanks with me, Cricketwes, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Russian, or one of the Russian Tier 9 heavies, the IS-8. First disclaimer out of the way, this may be classed as a heavy, but it really isn't. It's heavy medium, sort of like the FCM50T at Tier 8, because it does not have any armour compared to other Tier 9 heavies like the E75 or its Russian counterpart, the STI, ST1, whatever you want to call it. We'll look into the armour first of all. 120mm, only 10mm thicker than the IS-8, but this pike is well, you can bounce some Tier 8s, but you're going to have to be lucky to bounce anything off this frontal hull. Lower plate, still 120, but sloped pretty much at the same angle, about 60 degrees, 45 on the front plate, 60 degrees. So if you want to actually penetrate this with easily, if you're looking straight at it, then you're better off shooting the upper front plate, similar to the E75 actually, point blank range. If you're looking straight into it, then you are better off shooting as far down on the hull as you can. So back into the armour, side armour, alright I guess, 80 degrees plus the magical Russian spaced armour. So you can side scrape, but if you side scrape then you are giving away some of your upper front plate, so I would recommend reverse side scraping. Just turn the turret around for you. There we go. Reverse side scraping. It is a lot more effective because you're not giving away weak armour when you're doing it. Apart from if you go up too much, you are giving away your rear, but you're still going to get penetrated over and over again through the front if you side scrape anyway. Reverse side scraping much better, especially if they aim for this bit here. Magical Russian spaced armour as usual, but if they aim anywhere in the top, basically anywhere in front of the log or behind them, front, it will go straight through. It's 80 with no spacing behind it, only 110. Side armour, well, it's troll. It's not reliable, it's just troll, because magical Russian spaced armour, and then down below you've only got 30 mils, which is not fantastic at all. But you can bounce, say if you're in a T-37 or a Walker Bulldog, you can sometimes bounce, especially if they're looking down. Say they're on the hill on cliff, for example, and you're driving off towards the east, and those scouts have your side. You may get some lucky bounces, because if they're looking down on you from that angle, then all they really have to shoot at is this magical spaced armour, which is about 270mm thick. Zoom out there, I don't know why that happened. Turn the turret around again, looking into the turret armour. It's not really that strong, it's only 201mm, but slopes reasonably well. So if you are shooting flat with a 105 mil gun, take the 105 or ordnance off the Mark 7 Centurion, you can penetrate it quite reliably actually, and even with some other Tier 9 heavies like, well, for example, an IS-8 or a Conqueror. Not so much the E75 because it is a bit too strong for the E75. The E75's only got 246 pen compared to most other Tier 9 heavies, which have about 258 if I recall correctly. But you can get some lucky bounces. I'll just move the gun out of the way for you. You can get some bounces off here, for example, auto bouncer in there, 300mm plus there. Cupolas, they're quite weak, but you can get, as you can see here, some troll space armour again, which can happen quite regularly. But the turret is pretty weak, 102mm and 40, so you're not going to get many bounces off any part of the turret. Just do it there, tank inspector, don't know what happened there. And rear of the turret, only 50, so yeah, turret weak to be honest, hull weak, yeah, it's not really heavy. You can angle it and get some bounces, as I said earlier, off the Tier 8s, like for example the Panther 2 or the Pershing or the T-34-2. They will all have trouble penning you frontally, especially if they aim for anywhere on the top of the pike, on the upper front plate. Lower front plate, well, it's a mixture. I'll just say the armour is more troll than reliable. I'll quickly compare it to the, it's going to be SC1 here now, there we go. So, moving on to the statistics, firepower, why not comparing it to the ST1? No, it's to switch to the SD1 now, or the STI, whatever the hell you want to call it. IS-8 back. There we go, reference. STI, there we go. Didn't have all this sorted out. Exactly the same gun on the IS-8 as on the STI, same penetration, 258, same damage, 440, but the IS-8 does have better DPM and better soft stats, which you can see somewhere. In the firepower section, that might help. Yeah, reload time, stock value 11.8 seconds roughly. Stock value for the ST1 or the STI is 12.7. Rate of fire 5.1 versus 4.7. This does, however, carry much less ammo, 10 shots less. And with DPM is actually pretty decent for a heavy 2.2k. That is very good indeed. STI's only got 2070, so it's got very good DPM. For a tier 9 heavy. I think the Conqueror just beats it though, with something like 2.3k, but I'm not sure. That's pretty much all I can say about the gun for now. This is quite fast for a heavy tank. With this engine, I don't know whether you can see it, I don't know whether OBS is picking this up, but the stock engine, I mean, is 700 horsepower and the top engine is only 750. And you do not need to get the engine to go onto the IS-7. Pretty much the only reason why you would get the engine is because you wanted it and you like playing the IS-8. Like me, it's my sort of tank. Fast, good DPM, powerful gun, full armour. Perfect for me. Apart from the gun depression. I do not like the fact that this doesn't have gun depression. It's only got 5 degrees gun depression compared to the STI's 8 degrees. Got 5 all round, apart from at the rear where it has only 2 degrees, 2.5 thereabouts. Not very good gun depression, and you can't really get a hold down on it. As I said earlier, the turret's quite weak. However, it does turn faster than the STI, 30 degrees per second compared to the STI's 26. Turret traverse a lot better on the IS-8 than the STI, 27 degrees versus 19 degrees or thereabouts. So there's turret does turn quite a lot faster. However, it does have 1800 hit points, which is a little bit on the downside for the tier 9 heavies. The E75 has 1920, the VK432B now has 1950, and the STI, which we're comparing it to here, has 1900. And I think the Conqueror has something like 1850, so I think this actually has the least health for any of the tier 9 heavies, and quite a few tier 9 mediums like the Centurion Mark 7 and the E50 have close to 1800 hit points, something like 1750. Yeah, normal tier 9, so normal tier 9 matchmaking, tier 9 and 10. I don't know why they put tier 11 in there. That just makes no sense. There are no tier 11 tanks. The year range on this, 400, which is actually pretty good for a Russian tank compared to the STI's 380, the typical Russian. Same radio, and well, it's a heavy tank, so it doesn't really have much camo rating. So I think that's about all. Can't speak today. Well, I can't really speak in any of my videos really. I was going to say that's about it, but moving on to equipment, I did forget about that. My choice would be ventilation, large caliber tank gun rammer. I can put it on. And last of all, vertical stabilizers Mark II. Vert stab's not lane drive because it's a Mark II vert stab, so it gets you 20% compared to the lane drive's 10%. But due to the view range being 400 meters stock, you can fit coated optics if you want to do that. But I'm not one for that. Consumables, your normal fire extinguisher, repair kit, first aid kit, what have you. 4 crew members, commander. First of all, repairs, you need to go all out repairs on a heavy tank, and then you can swap them out for skills of your choice. Swap out the repairs for 6 cents on the commander. On the gunner, I would personally go snapshot to get that accuracy a bit higher. Driver, either clutch, braking or smooth ride. I'd personally go for smooth ride. And last of all, on the loader, safe stowage. If you don't already have it, have safe stowage from the IS-8, which you should do, knowing that the IS-8's got a paper thin ammo rack. This actually has a pretty decent ammo rack. I haven't been ammo racked at all. I haven't been fully ammo racked, proper ammo racked, but I might have had only a couple damaged ammo racks in the 100 or so games that I've been playing this. So that's it for the garage and statistics. Let's move on to the replay. So here we are, into the first replay. We're on mines, it's a tier 10 game, and it's an encounter battle. And you may see in the chat any second, there we go. That Death Star is actually Quickie Baby. For this game, I'm teaming up with Yokum, he's in his T95, slowest tank in the game, the Mighty Mighty Doom Turtle. First of all, I have to say that this game was not a win. Usually most of the games I put in my reviews on my channel are victories. This one is not, however, it is a special game. Not for me. This is an IS-8 ace tanker, because well, I've only got 2 IS-8 replays to show you, and those 2, they're the only 2 in my replay folder for the IS-8. So as it's a tier 10 game, I'm hanging back with the IS-7 and those E100s to the west of me, over there. Push up first because I'm in an IS-8, it has no armour, especially in a tier 10. Quite a lucky shot there on that IS-3, bit of a snapshot, and there is Quickie Baby. And yes, he did just pen the lower plate of an E100 for almost 1900 health. Meanwhile, Yokum, he's going up the hill with 3 artillery in place, so yeah, he might get a bit focused down there. So I'm coming back, letting the E100 and the IS-7 take the hits. One of the E100 would have taken the hit. But of course, being a circling, I would like to kill Quickie Baby immensely. Just so that Circ's better than Quickie Baby, but hey, I guess you guys already know that. That's it. Goodbye QSF subscribers, if there are any. So putting pressure on the cap. The Agpamp 2, I think, has just entered the cap circle. I'm not sure. Quickie Baby, he is a one-shot, and he did just fire. I've got about 10 seconds, roughly. IS-7 missed him, and he just fired. So, oh, poor you, Quickie Baby. Straight in the side, and there is a Quickie Baby kill, which I was chucked to bits at the time. But yeah, first kill on the team, and it's Quickie Baby. So yeah, that's a nice bit of revenge there. And I was watching his stream, not in this game, but after this game, and apparently a couple of games after, he got killed by another Circ. So yeah, rip QSF, pretty much. So we're losing 2-4. Yokum's already dead, down to artillery. Not really many surprises there. Only done 800 damage. Both rolls for 394, but hey, one of them was a very valuable kill indeed. A Death Star and his Quickie Baby. And ooh, hello Archery. Nice butt you had there. Average roll 442. Average damage on those, as I said earlier, is 440. Our E100 missed with what sounds like heat, because I don't think he's going to be high explosive. Got a little fence post, and that picks up kill number 2, 1300 damage. Now we are losing quite heavily here, 4-8, so I'm trying to put some pressure on the IS-7, that A100 firing high explosive, because reasons. IS-7 trying to look at me, he's got me, a friendly E100, and 2 more E100s to try and focus on. See if I can get the kill shot on that ISU, but the IS-7 pokes out, and I actually bounce a shot there from that IS-7. That only goes into my tracks. Russian's best armor, very strong here. Oh, IS-7 bolts. Oh, that's nice. Another low roll, 395. Spot the artillery, but well, there's an IS-7 and he's a much more valuable target than artillery. Can I get the kill? Yep, kill number 3. 2,200 damage. So reloading puts some cover between me and the E-75 and the T-54E1 approaching from our spawn point. This E-75, well, this E-100 is going to die soon. Can I get a shot on that 54E1? Nope, got spotted. Keep pushing up to this house, try and get some cover between these guys and me. P-75 bounces a shot off the turret of the E-100, I think. Donked that shot on the T-54E1, E-75 pulled in front, saved him. I wouldn't have one-shotted him anyway. But there goes the E-100, 710. We can still win this, but I've already mentioned. Donked that shot there as well. Bit of server reticle lag, even though I am using the server reticle, coincidentally. I need to try and kill that E-75. The more guns that you can get out of play, the better. So I get the kill on him. 4 kills, 2.6k damage, just under. Little bit kill security, but at this stage of the game you really do need to get rid of as many tanks as possible to try and give your teammates a chance of capping, which we very nearly did, but I think the artillery just managed to splash someone in the cap circle there. If that was probably the E-50M shooting into cap circle, and there goes our E-75 down to artillery. Can't quite turn the turret fast enough to get the killing shot on that T-54E1, but a nice shot on the E-50M there. T-54E1, he's not looking at me. Take a shot from the third one. Bounce a shot from the T-54E1, he's only got about 210 penetration. So I can somewhat reliably bounce him, about half the shells on hill would probably bounce. And there goes our I-7, who have the bulk of the capture points. Donk that shot on the 30, that shot goes underneath him. The artillery on the enemy team, he's just going TD mode. 5 kills, 3.2k damage, killed 30, there's a top gun, 3,420 damage. It's 11-12, so we can possibly pull this back. They're trying to reverse side scrape around this building here. Get a shot onto the 50M, another low roll. Only had 2 average rolls this entire game. 1 for 4-4-2 and 1 for 4-4-1. And there goes the prop. And now it was 11-12, now it's 11-14. And this is where I wish the IS-8 had a bit more armour than it did. Donked that shot on the T-69, I've no idea where that shot went, probably into the wreck of that IS-7. And here comes the 50M. Artillery misses me, hits the wreck of the E-100 there. Hey, a high roll for once. 4.3k damage, can't bounce a shot with an E-50M, that's got the most penetration for any tier 10 medium at 270. Donked that shot into the E-50M's gunman up and getting an E-50M, he rammed me. And notice there at the end the GW Tiger on the enemy team actually team kills the M43. Anyway, there's a first replay, let's look at the results. And here are the results for that particular game. As I said, ace tanker, high caliber, which was quite surprising to be honest. High caliber only 4.3k damage in a tier 10 game. Top gun, obviously, fire for effect and duelist. And here it is. Geared on quick baby, that's what we can see. Let's look at the team scores. Sort by XP. I've got most XP 1200, more than any other player in that entire game for losing, and the top player on the enemy team got for winning, who I killed, rather ironically. Yeah, 4.3k damage, most on their team did 3.1k. To be honest, well, the enemy team did have the better team. We had 3 guys who did no damage, they only had 2, and we only had 5 players who did more than 1,000 damage. With me and another ID-100 doing almost 9,000 damage combined. So yeah, not the best team in the world. But despite this, I still made a profit of 26,000 credits with premium account and 5.2k credit profit without premium account rather. 8 hits received, 4 penetrations, 4 non-penetration, but one of those penetrations I think was that damaging track shot from the IS-7. I don't know whether that counts as a penetration or non-penetration, but damage bottom around 1,030. Most of that kind of lucky. well, apart from that one shot on the T-54, he won. Hit right on the wrong side of the pipe nose. That was always going to bounce. Even spot on the tank. I don't even know who that was. Yeah, pretty much 1800 base XP with premium account. So yeah, that was a bit of a heartbreaker. But I got a quick baby kill and an ace tanker out of it and another top gun. So I was pretty pleased with that. Let's go on to the next replay. And here is the second replay I have for you. This game, again, I'm teaming up with Joachim. He's in his T-54, he won, and this game is pretty much the exact opposite of the last game. There's no Unicum, there's no tier 10s, and there's only 3 tier 9s on each team. Most of the team are actually tier 8 and 7. Got a feel for the enemy T-37 though. He's the only tier 6 in the game. Feel sorry for that guy, but then again, I don't, because I had to kill him. So heading to the middle here, show the speed of the IS-8 at 45 kilometers an hour. It is a very, very fast for a heavy tank. I think the second fastest. Actually, no, I think this is the second fastest being with 5120, probably. But well, 5120, that's not really heavy tank either. That's just a medium. Similar armor to this actually. Get a nice shot onto the 416. Bit lucky. Due to the accuracy of this gun, but it does have much better soft stats than the SCI, as you saw in Tank Inspector. So Joachim kills the 416 and our T69 kills 3090. So there's 2 reasonably valuable targets. At this moment in time I was saying, why the hell did I go to the middle? But this is a very quick tank, so you can make it happen, especially if you spawn up, because if you look on the map, from there to there is actually shorter from there to there, and by quite a bit. So pushing them into the west of the map, I guess you call it, slight west, spot out stock Tiger 2, and straight inside, another high roll. Exactly the same roll as I got before. RNG working out perfectly there. Working as intended. And there's a low roll into the side of the KV4. Trying to protect this 3090 because he can be quite valuable in the late game, but then I decided, nah, screw it, he can be my meat shield. So sorry to that 3090, but hey, it was worth it. I'll just say that. It was worth the sacrifice. So just keep getting these shots into the side of this KV4 with this equipment setup, reloaded 10.15 440 alpha. It's got such a good DPM. Yeah, KV4 side armor, being troll as it always is, apart from those 3 shots I put into him before. And finally kill him. Fortunately couldn't save the life of that 1390. But there's the enemy IS-8. He bounces right off the turret top, hits space armor on the turret, and that Tiger firing high explosive for some reason. If he fired armor piercing, then he could before he penned me. And then, oh, here comes the glory. Shot of the Tiger, bang! And a wreck for 1100 health. And that just boosted my damage up to just under 4000 in 8 shots. That's not bad. I'm calling Joachim for help here, because this IS-8, well, I'm on less health than he is, and he has pretty much the same DPM as me. And Joachim's reloaded now, he's got 3 shells left, so we're going to try and take out the IS-8 if we can. Or this Tiger 2, either of them is good really, but the IS-8 would be better. So I asked Joachim if he's got the Tiger 2, he said yes. IS-8, enemy IS-8 for that matter, falling back, which means that I can get some nice juicy butt sex on the T29 and the other enemy IS-8. At this moment, me and Joachim, 2 kills each. I can't remember whether we get frozen arms. T29, yeah, that shot was always going to pen straight through my side armour. I think I ought to end a bit there, or that was just my crew member saying that my fuel tank's damaged. I can't remember, I don't speak Russian. So, Joachim going a bit ham, but it works out. Me trying to get a shot on that IS-8, but then decide better of it. Trying to get a shot on this IS-8. Straight through the back, 426, and he's dead as well. 2.2k damage, 1 tank left, so me and Joachim can't get rubbers arms. But this has been just hand mode basically. Just God mode in an IS-8. 5,189 damage. Can I get the kill on the IS-8? This is where the speed comes in handy. And yep. Watch. Kill secured. 5.3k damage, 3 kills. Mission hand accomplished. And here are the results for that game. Another ace tanker. Demolition expert for that lovely ammo rack on the Tiger for 1100 health. Duelist, yeah, flying for effect, that was fairly easy. And the high caliber, obviously, 5.3k damage. So yeah, slightly more XP than the last one, but overall I have to say that the last game probably was better than this one, because the last game we had worse matchmaking and a better enemy team, basically. So yeah, 1200 base XP, over pretty much 4 times what the enemy IS-8 got, and 5,306 damage. Me and Joachim actually did pretty well. I think we came 1 and 3rd, or 1st and 3rd rather, at XP, and the top 2 on damage. Yeah, I got high caliber out of that. Damage block by armor 680. Most of that was, or about half of that was probably from that Tiger firing high explosive. For some reason, shots fired 13, direct hits 13, only 1 ricochet. I can't remember what that was off now. Probably the IS-8 or the Tiger 2 or something stupid. But yeah, not really much to say about that. Very healthy profit of 46.4k credits. With premium 21.2k without, and yeah, 1800 base XP with premium count, 3600 XP doubled, which is pretty nice. So pretty much that's the end of this review. Hope you found it informative. My opinion on the IS-8 is not very good, but it's good. Probably my one of my preferred Tier 9 heavies. One of my favourites, due to the DPM, the great manoeuvrability. Lack of armour is a slight worry for a heavy tank, but then you can just, and it doesn't have much health to work with either. But it is a good tank. It's got such a good damage per minute output, and well, reverse side scraping. It is troll. The armour is troll. You do not rely on the armour. It's just troll armour. So that's about it for now. Some more videos coming up. I've got another video coming up soon of me in an IS-2 just ruffle stomping everyone. I wouldn't say ruffle stomping, but carrying my weight, I'll just put it that way. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.